I don't know where I got this, but I like to delay things. When I first moved here, my fridge broke, and I didn't want to buy one for the longest time. I wanted to see what problem it creates. And it turns out you don't actually need a fridge. Well, at least I didn't. And I learned that one singular delay thing taught me so much, not only about budgeting, not only about the fact that you can live without the things that people tell you that you need. And it taught me so many things about creative problem solving, about learning how to build a system. Same with getting an air conditioning. It taught me that in the summer, I can actually plan things out and do something and go out of the concrete jungle to just enjoy the summer. And you have to understand that all of these things can really be questioned. All of the things that you have around you. You can go out of the house without a phone and see if you can survive. Most people can't. You can do so many things by just delaying them and creating problems and questioning. Like, sure, you can question things by just thinking about them, but you can also question them by running experiments, by seeing if you can, by testing yourself, by testing the world to see how things develop. You have to understand that once you start to run experiments like this, you will learn that almost everything has a different side to it. You can start to use tools differently. You can start to see creative ways to stretch what you have, to actually do more with less. You will start to envision better systems, envision better ways of doing things, of building things. You might say this is just an infatuation with objects. No, it is actually an infatuation with doing things, with actually building and creating, more than it is with just learning about objects and what you can do it with them and without them. Once you realize that you can do this, you can delay things that you want to purchase, things that are very desirable for your psyche, you can just budget better because you know that if you delay it for a week or two or three or four, you can just eliminate that desire completely. Sometimes it just goes away. Or you can just find ways to have that thing for free, enjoy it, get the desire. Because sometimes that's exactly what happens. You get over it, over that object, over that desire in about 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So you can enjoy that object for a little bit and then just sell it and you lose nothing. And the point is that the more you learn about things and the more you understand the value of things and the desirability of things, you can then profit off of it. So there are so many things that can be derived from this one singular experiment, which is delaying very necessary things. Of course, don't go and delay water or food or all these things, although that might be interesting as well. Some people do long fasts. But the point is that if you delay, if you learn how to delay things, you will have something, some sort of a power over yourself that you haven't had before, over your desires, over your world around you. And you will understand and question things not only mentally, but physically. You will understand that things can be questioned in more than one way, in more than just intellectual manners. You can just question them by doing things, by not doing them, by seeing if it's necessary. You see, so many of the things in life, people say you have to do, you have to be, you have to, whatever, but they never question them. They think of themselves as being rational, but they never question things not in a rational way, but in a physical, to see if it's possible to exist without those things. You see, there are very few things that we need to exist. And those things are very easy to figure out. But most people assume that everything that people tell them that you actually need to exist. Most people never question the idea of having a job. Most people never question the idea of needing to rent or needing to own things. They never question anything in the real sense. They never try them out. They never run the experiment so that they can see if there is a way. Because sometimes, if you just think about it, it's not enough. You have to put yourself into the situation to actually see if you can come up with things, if you can actually come up with ideas and solutions to actually solve that problem. And most often than not, you will find better and better solutions. And things that you will learn will be beneficial for long periods of time. Things that you learned when you were not having a fridge or whatever else, or denounced your phone and quit social media for 6 months or whatever. Things that you learned there about yourself, you will carry on. Even if you don't do that behavior ever again, if you don't run that experiment, you will be able to apply the lessons that you've learned from denying yourself that pleasure or whatever it was, that desire, or even that necessity. And then those things will just compound over time. They will be applied in many more areas of your life, because every tool that you develop from these experiments will fit another scenario. And that is crucial to your development.